Hi folks, welcome to Blue and Gold Talk, the video on the channel if you're new here that usually we just discuss random Sabres topics or what have you. It could just be anything that comes on my mind. I usually don't pre-plan these videos is what I'm saying. So I'm going to shut the computer because I'm not going to really need it, I hope. And I want to talk, guys, about the trade deadline tomorrow, okay? I didn't want to drag out a 15-16 minute video. I'd rather bust it into two videos so that way you have an option. If you don't like me, you can watch just one video and then you don't have to tolerate me in the second one. So there you go. I'm thinking tomorrow, the names I'm hoping to see go, okay? Okposo, Girgensons, Bryson, Olofsson, Comrie. These are the targets that I have. I'm not so much on the Erik Johnson hate like a lot of people are. I'm not. I'm just not. I'm just not. I don't think it can harm our dressing room having a Stanley Cup veteran in there to show the young guys even how to handle yourself off the ice. I mean, I don't think that can hurt us. I just don't. Listen, we've had Okposo backers for years saying, well, we need him for the dressing room. So then I can make the same argument for a guy that's won the Stanley Cup, not just one playoff series in his entire career. I can make the same argument for a guy that knows how to handle himself with the media, off the ice, in the dressing room, I'm sure, with Erik Johnson. And if we do move him, it's okay. I'm okay with it is what I'm saying. Either way, we have to start opening up spots. Because the truth is, we've got to. I think we got to keep the young blue liners up here. I do. So I remember Jim sent me in a text talking about, do we send Ryan Johnson down? I don't think we should. Jim, if you're watching this video, I don't think we should. No, we should keep Ryan Johnson up. I like what I've seen of him. I do. He pretty much looks pretty good for a young dude that's on the blue line with a lot of pressure. It really is a lot of pressure coming to Buffalo because you're one of the guys that's supposed to help get this team in, you know? And I think he's looked okay. So I'm pretty good with our youngsters still there. And I think it's important we have a vet. We need a vet there. And I'm good with Johnson sticking around. I hate to say it because I know a lot of you just hate this guy, but no. You know what? He could just be like settling into our system. There's a lot of things I could say. I honestly believe he's lost a step because he's older and he's at the end of his career. That's it. And if we move him along, that's fine too. But we got to get a vet in there. We do need a veteran. So that's something we have to think about. We can't just go and get a young stud like Byram and not have that 30-something-year-old inside that core. We need a guy with reason, especially a guy that's won a Stanley Cup. So I have a hard time myself letting go of guys that I know can have a real strong influence on the young players. So that's kind of where I stand with Johnson. I'm kind of on the fence with it. I know he's like struggled, but I know what he brings in every other aspect, and that's what I'd hate to lose. But at the same time, it hasn't worked out, right? So you guys tell me what you think there. I think we do have to get like a veteran defenseman, preferably that's won a Stanley Cup. Preferably, I say. It could be somebody that is due to win a Stanley Cup we could get. There's a whole bunch of names we could toss in there. You know, I'd be excited if we made a move tomorrow with these guys. Like, the thing is, you know, if you break it down, what can we get for Okposo? I'm thinking Okposo can bring something because a team like the Rangers want a vet like that in their lineup. Maybe we can get a third rounder for him. I'm guessing it's going to be a fourth. I'm guessing Girgensons might fetch a third because he still has some years left in him. Okposo's at the end of his career. Olofsson, we should have traded long ago, guys. You see, this is what I bitched about years ago. I knew this was coming with him because he's a non-contact guy. Those guys don't survive in the league forever. They don't. They have a few good years, cash in, and disappear. He's like a less talented Taylor Hall. So this guy, we're not going to get much. Maybe a fourth. Maybe future considerations. We haven't met him yet. So Bryson, About the same. I'm talking third and fourth round picks here, potentially. Some of these guys, nobody's going to want them. I mean, really, we'd have to hold at least half of, I'm guessing, of Olofsson's contract. All these guys. We're probably going to have to hold 50% of these contracts. Let's just throw that out there. Nobody's going to want to take on Olofsson's contract. Nobody. Unless we take 50% of it. Maybe then. Bryson, I mean, he doesn't make much, but, you know, and Comrie, same thing. All these guys are undesirables, really, except maybe Olofsson, Girgensons, potentially Bryson. I don't even know if any teams in the league know he exists. I don't know. I don't know how that works. You know, really, I don't. So, you know, if we want to be fair to some of these guys and give them a shot, I would say send them to the Coyotes, some of them, and with some, I mean, maybe if we send the Coyote, we send a fourth round pick maybe, and Olofsson to the Coyotes for future considerations, and a seventh. You know, like, I'm just throwing an idea out there because we've got to unload these salaries. And it doesn't matter with Olofsson anyway. Okposo either. But I mean, you want to kind of give these guys a chance somewhere else and be a good organization, because that word spreads in the league. So if there's anybody I've forgotten, I can't think of anybody else. I really can't. Clifton, no, we're keeping Clifton. We're going to keep him. He's not moving. So I know some fans don't like him. I like him. I like the bite that guy brings. No, we keep him. And he's really looked good, I'd say, the last little while, you know, that he's played, that is. Look, you guys tell me, who do you think? Who can we move? Because I can't think of anybody else on the roster. I just can't. Like, off the top of my head, those are the names that just fling out at me that, you know. Let me just check Cap Friendly for a sec, guys. I don't know. This is going to be, I just hope we do something, eh? I hope we don't sit tight and do nothing, because that's going to drive me crazy with Adams. If he does that, if nothing happens tomorrow, I am not going to be happy. That might be a rant video. Honestly. Let me get the teams up. Oh, it won't show me the teams. It showed me the stupid trade. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, so if you look at our roster, we know Skinner's staying. Even though Skinner has not looked great this year. He hasn't looked terrible. Tage has struggled. Cousins has struggled. Olofsson, we got to move. Somehow, some way. Tuck is a keeper. Greenway's a keeper. Girgensons, yes, I know he bleeds blue and gold, but give him a chance. Let's send him somewhere where he can maybe win a Stanley Cup. You know, he's 30. He's running out of time. Just somewhere. Okposo we should move to. I think Okposo will be moved. I want to keep Eric Robinson, Zach Benson, of course, Krebs, Peterka, and Rusick. Well, we're not going to go there because I think Rusick's just going to wind up in the AHL anyway, like as a call-up, a regular call-up. Dahlin, Byram, Clifton, Johnson, Jokiharju could be moved. He's had a good year. Now's the time would be to move Jokiharju, would be right now because there's value. Bryson, we should move. Ryan Johnson's a keeper. Owen Power, of course, stays. Comrie, we should move. UPL stays. Samuelson and Quinn, my goodness, they had rough luck this year. And that's really it, guys. I mean, you know, I can't really think of other names. If we're gonna swing something, it's gonna have to be a name like Middlestat. I don't think Adams is gonna go that route again. I would be surprised if we traded a Peyton Krebs tomorrow, for example. You know, I'd be less surprised if we traded an Isaac Rosen, for example. That would be less of a surprise for me if we got back something now. Something now. And I think a team that could be a player would be the Coyotes. I think that's a potential trade partner. Could be the Coyotes. Who would need some young talent up and coming? The Coyotes fit that bill. The Blackhawks fit that bill. But the Blackhawks have nothing we want except Connor Bedard. There's nothing there. You know, it's confusing. Like, what about Anaheim? I mean, we keep hearing rumors about them moving Zegras. They must be seriously trying to shop this guy. I think there's maybe an attitude problem with him because he's a talented young guy, and you keep hearing his name brought up in rumors. I mean, obviously there's some smoke over there, so I don't know what's going on with that. We'd probably have to give up too much, though. It'd have to be a roster player, and the answer is no. Like, you don't give up an Alex Tuck, let's say, to get Zegras. To me, that would be a mistake. So no, no. We'd have to look at every. I hope Adams, if he pulls the trigger and makes a big deal, a big trade, it's one that we right away don't hate, because I'll have to make a video on it, and I don't want something that can really backfire in our face in the long run. This Middlestat thing, I feel good about this trade. Instinctively, right away, I felt good about this trade, and that was it. I didn't feel like, oh no, you know, that kind of feeling. I felt good about this trade. So we'll see how that pans out. So far, after one game, it's really working out. I don't know, guys. Is there any names I'm missing? Again, Okposo, Girgensons, Olofsson, Bryson, and Comrie. If we can somehow move these guys out, I guess it's 5, that I got bounties on their heads. I think it's those 5. If we can move 3 of those 5 tomorrow, I'll be thrilled. And I don't care, honestly, guys, if we get nothing back. I'll say it right now. I don't care if we get 7th rounders. I really don't. I want to open up that cap space. I don't want to re-sign Okposo next year. I don't want to re-sign Girgensons. I don't want these guys re-signed. And if we keep them around, there's a chance we're going to re-sign them. I don't want to do that. And I think it'd be a mistake. So I'm going to be excited tomorrow. I'm going to be glued to this. I'm sure some of you will be too. I'm going to try to sneak in when I'm supposed to be doing other things. But I'm going to try to sneak in and catch as much of this as I can, because I'm going to be really, really into this tomorrow. So let's hope that we upgrade our team tomorrow, guys. This, to me, is really, really huge. This is a huge opportunity that we could pull a trigger and be really happy we get back. So I'm hoping tomorrow we don't just sit tight and do nothing. Okay, I'd rather just move guys out and get nothing than do nothing, is what I'm saying. So if we move these 5 guys out and we do 4 future considerations and a 7th rounder, I'm okay with it tomorrow. I am. We've got to open these spots up with all the youngsters up and coming. So, and if we pull a deal, I hope it's for some guys down below, and maybe some, you know, if it's a big trade, that we don't go on our team and start taking major pieces off our team. I hope we don't do that. All right, guys, I've blabbed enough. Let me know what you think. Let me know who you're looking for, who you got your eyes on that we still could get. Talk about it. Have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow.